iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, it is Monday night, and we are right here. Well, if you know that famous corner that you see on your screen, race fans, you know exactly where we are. We are in sunny California. Once again, one of these drivers are going to get the chance to go California dreaming as we're here at the Sonoma Raceway. Also known for a lot of you older, die-hard NASCAR fans, well, it is once known as Sears Point. Then it was the Infineon Raceway, and now it is just Sonoma Raceway. It has played host to some very exciting race battles. Remember just a couple years ago, Tony Stewart's final year in competition in NASCAR when he put a last lap, last turn pass on, well, Denny Hamlin to lock himself into the playoffs and have himself one heck of a run going at that point. Well, we're going to see something like that here tonight, as they will not only have to make those left-hand turns, but they're going to have to make a little bit of right-hand turns also. This track is going to be like none other on this circuit this season. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope everybody's got the old belt buckles tightened up here tonight, as we go racing here in wine country. It is a 12-turn track. Yes, there is 3 and 3A on this circuit here tonight. And we have the S's and the, we'll call it a little paper clip down here. So get ready. A lot of chances tonight for a lot of drivers to do some passing. These drivers currently are in their qualifying session. Let's see if we can get a hold of one of our stuntmen out there. He goes by the name of Ryan O'Donnell. He drives that Turbo Dork Ford number 98. Race fans, something a little bit special here. Let's dial him up. Ryan, you got a copy? It's Muth up here in the booth tonight.
I can read you loud and clear.
Well, you can read me loud and clear. My friend, you're sitting out there at the edge of pit road. Your qualifying attempt was good enough for third currently standing. Still got about, 3 minutes left here. Why don't you take us for a little bit of a ride around the Sonoma Raceway?
All right, follow me. So we're going into turn 2 right here, which is part of the hill climb section, I call it. Nice and gentle on the gas because these cars are very powerful for this track, and it's narrow and slidey. Over the hill and contemplate the beautiful rolling wine country. That's nice. Then we turn into the infield section here. A lot of people like to downshift to 1. I keep it in 2. It's more stable. Coming around the turn 5, up over the hill again. And into the carousel. That brings us out onto the drag strip. We're going to pretend to be a drag car for a second before we realize, oh, we are definitely going the wrong way. So we got to turn around. That spits us out facing the S turns. It's very important to get these turns all correct. As soon as you mess one of them up, you're going to mess up all the other turns after it, trying to correct yourself and lose a lot of time. Gotta slow down here for the final S turn. See green, charge at it like a very confused bull. Before we have to slow down for the hairpin turn that everyone knows. Gingerly get back on the gas and bring us over to the front stretch. And there's a lap at Sonoma.
Well, there's a lap riding along with Ryan O'Donnell in the number 98 here, the Turbo Dork Paints entry. We got to thank Ryan for giving us a little bit of a ride along here around the rolling hills at the Sonoma Raceway and wine country. Maybe he'll be drinking a little bit of that wine after this race here tonight if he can find himself into victory lane. Qualifying looks like we're under our final minute of competition here to see who's going to lock themselves into a pole award right now. For the provisional pole, we'll go to the number 64 of Jason Wells with James Skelton and Ryan O'Donnell, who we just got to take a ride around the track with. Zach Mitchell and Sean Single are your top 5 drivers here under a minute. You're going to notice tonight on our timing and scoring as this takes us into our next portion here, all the drivers that are going to light up in green here tonight that are on the track. It'll be the 86 of James Skelton, the 42 of Max Terriel, and the number 15 of Dustin Gainey. Those 3 drivers are officially locked into the playoffs, so that's why they will highlight in green. So with those drivers already in, the drivers that are not in, virtue of a win, are going to include Joe Strano, Richard Murdoch, Jason Wells, Chris Hammett, and Zach Mitchell. Those are your top 6 drivers that are not locked in to the championship chase. Then it's Travis Minto, Ryan O'Donnell, Michael Trevarthen, Tim Combs, and Eric Johnson. Those drivers are all fighting for that final position here as qualifying does end. So we're keeping close contact, close eye on that championship standings here tonight. But it's ready, it looks like, as the Porsche safety car. Take a good glimpse at it here tonight, race fans, here on this pace lap, because it is going to be the last time we will catch a glimpse of the Porsche safety car. So as these drivers are lining up, what do you say we take you through your starting lineup here tonight? Brought to us by GenX. This is, of course, your Green Forest Tree Supply starting lineup tonight for your GenX race here at the Sonoma Raceway. Starting at the pole position, driving the Alienware number 64 of Jason Wells. To his outside, out of South Carolina, driving the Slim Jim entry here tonight, it'll be the 86 of James Skelton. Ryan O'Donnell in the Turbo Dork paints number 98 out of Michigan. He will roll off in P number 3. Starting in the 4th position here tonight, it's the youngster of Zach Mitchell. He'll roll off P number 4. Starting in the 5th position out of Ayer, Massachusetts, driving for the Rev Esports team of Sean Single. Starting in the 6th position, he likes to play on the twisties. It's the number 42 of Max Terriol. Starting in position number 7, driving the number 31 entry here tonight out of Virginia, it is Michael Tremarthen. Starting in the 8th position, driving the Dirty Mo Radio 33 Chevrolet, it'll be Eric Johnson. Starting in position number 9, he drives out of Norman, Oklahoma. It is going to be the driver of the 919 of Travis Geet Minto. Starting in position number 10, driving the Equal Hawk Motorsports number 62. It's a throwback paint scheme for all you race fans out there. He'll be dressed up as Tony Stewart. It'll be Ethan Troutman going P10. P11 here tonight, the driver out of Ohio, driving the number 17, and this is Tim Combs. He'll start 11th. Starting 12th on the grid tonight, it's the Full Throttle Racing Adventure and Pixel Chevrolet. The driver of that 01, it is Richard Murdoch. He'll roll off starting P number 12. P13 here tonight on the grid will go to the number 43, the Strano Brothers Racing Green Forest Resupply number 43 of Joe Strano. 14th will go to Kevin O'Brien, the driver out of Australia. It looks like he'll miss the grid. He was scheduled for 14th. 15th to go to the Virginia native, the 999 of Mark Jenkins. It's the Higgins Hill Racing number 40 of Rob Higgins. He'll roll off in position number 16. Starting in the 17th position here tonight, driving the number 5, this will be Brandon Yeet Minto. Starting in the 18th position, driving the 989 of Rob Jenkins out of Virginia. And of course, our other driver out of Canada, the Beefy Motorsports, number 938, K1 Graphics Liquid Moly entry of Brandon Fee will go 19th. 20th on the grid here tonight to be the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, 941 of Bob Higgins. Starting 21st, it's the Super Clean, number 906 entry of Chris Hammett. And it's the Renaissance Nutrition, number 84 of Christopher Rothrock. Starting in the 23rd position, he drives the number 4. This is Jeffrey Souza. It'll be the number 2 DraftApp.com entry of Joshua Buckley. Starting in position number 25, the Rev Esports, number 907 of Tim Williams. Starting his number 59, that is Bruce Potter. He'll be rolling off in the 26th position. 27th to go to Dustin Gainey. And it looks like not making the grid will be Tony Strano. He did not take a qualifying attempt, actually. He did take the grid. 28th for Tony Strano. 29th here tonight, it looks like, as it skipped over. Nobody. That's your starting lineup, brought to us by Green Forest Resupply. The cars are out onto the Speedway, race fans. This is their parade lap as they come through the S's. Ryan talked about coming down through the S's here. It's going to be one of the trickiest spots tonight for these drivers to make their way through. Too wide racing, probably not going to work coming down through the S's. We'll probably see a couple of these drivers attempt to make that. We'll see if they can do it. Talked about this track being a 12-turn track. They're heading down into turn number 11 here as the Porsche safety car will make the left-hander. And it'll be time to drop the hammer tonight. High racing pace car down to the way, and it is gone. We will no longer see that machine here tonight. There will be 27 cars that do make the grid. The 28th car of Kevin O'Brien is down on pit road. The green flag is coming out. The green flag is out, and we are racing here tonight at Sonoma. Oh, big wheel spin by your pole setter. Wells is going to give up the pole from the drop of the green flag. Didn't even quite make it to the start-finish line. Ryan O'Donnell and James Skelton were able to scoot around him. Wells a little trigger-happy here tonight. So Wells falls back into position number 5 currently here as they all come up through. It looks like this is the portion of the track coming in to turn 4. Turn 4 right here. Gonna go down into the carousel. A little bobble there by the 42 of Max Terriol. Looks like he will hold the position for the time being. Brandon Feeney back here. He was sideways in his machine. Looks like Bruce Potter has gone off track in the number 59. There's Kevin O'Brien. It looks like one driver, Bob Higgins, also has gone around, and he has had contact, and wonder where his contact came from, but we'll see if we can get that truck to tell us what happened there. James Skelton is your race leader as he comes through. Lost on my track map. This looks like this is turn number 7. 7 and 7A down through the S's here. 8, 8A, 9. T-Rex machine of Zach Mitchell currently sitting there in that second position. James Skelton, though, he had one of the fastest lap times in our practice session, and, well, he has been fast all week. There's Ryan O'Donnell and Turbo Dork, Radical Paints. Still holding down the third position. He started third, and lap number 1 to go in the books. It'll be James Skelton leading us across the line here. He'll lead lap number 1 out of the 30 scheduled tonight in the GenX 75 here from Sonoma. Back up through the hills, everybody having themselves one heck of a lap going here, and one of those rookies, 2 of the rookies right here, both the Jenkins. Got the Jenkins Construction LLC machine. Both of them running inside the top 15. Mark running in that 12th position, and Rob running back here into the 13th position after lap number 1. Both of them have picked up a handful of spots, and oh, Rob looked to the inside of Mark. Thought about stuffing it in there, but had to back her off just a little bit. Oh, he's going to catch a little bit of the grass. So Rob caught a little grass, and oh boy, Mark Jenkins looked like he had to check up. The Lamont Graphics Design, number 999. See him coming just off the end of that drag strip. No drag racing right now. Souza with some new numbers on this number 4 machine. Looks like it's the Casey Kane throwback numbers on his number 4. He has moved up 10 positions. As he comes down through the S's, he's following Rob Jenkins currently. He's got Tim Williams right behind him. You know, Tim's not known for his road course ability per se, as Souza gonna go way wide. Almost takes out our camera down there. That's just located outside the turn of 10. 10th turn on the speedway. Just behind them, it looks like the Forest Souza still having some problems. Dustin Gainey pulls to the outside. Remember, Dustin Gainey won just a couple of weeks ago to lock himself in. Did miss last week's race, but he picked up that win at the Talladega Super Speedway after leading 26 laps. Race leader James Skelton looks like he has started to slow the pace just a little bit because he was out there by about a little over a second. He had calmed it down just a little bit. Trying to save a little bit of tires, I believe. Skelton, one of the drivers that I was watching the practice charts, not just tonight, but last night also, and he has run some practice laps all week long. If he wasn't out on the boat fishing this week, James Skelton was behind the sim rig, and well, he already has a win, but he would like to notch another one and be the all-around driver of the season. Looks like Rob Higgins having himself a little bit of problems. Let's take a look. Oh boy, he's out there in no man's land. He's out there cutting the grass. See if we can find the start of this. Here you see the 40. Coming up over turn 3 and just straight up into the outside. Josh Buckley trying to follow him. Buckley hangs on to it as that's Tony Strano in the 3 that he comes back up onto the track in front of him. So it does look like Rob Higgins, after shoveling and plowing snow for the last, it feels like pretty much forever. We got the checkered flag, auto supply number 40. Oh, there's behind him. That is Christopher Rothrock, the driver out of Pennsylvania. He just shoveled some snow today. As Pennsylvania got hit by another about 5 to 6 inches, depending where you were actually located. Rothrock getting about 5 inches today. Rothrock running back here into the 26th position. There's the battle for the race lead, though. It's still James Skelton. Bring up our track map. Find where your drivers are currently running as we watch this front pack come down here into the carousel. Or out of the carousel. Out of the carousel into 7 and 7A. As the 42. Max Terriot has gone around. Max has gone around. No caution flags will be thrown here tonight, as it is just local. Watch this back here as Max gets back out onto the track. You see wheel hops there, and when he gets back to the throttle, the tires are heated up a little bit, and around he goes. Max is a seasoned veteran here, not just with red light racing, but onto the road course side of things. Usually one of the best road course racers you're going to see. He did pick up a win back at the Charlotte Roval the other year in a dominating fashion. So Max is going to fall back to position number 8. Chris Hammond and Joe Strano swapping spots back here, and also there's the Troutman entry. We talked about the paint job that's going to look a little bit like Tony Stewart. Well, Troutman said this track is not his track. He did say that the Roval, on the other hand, as though Dustin Gainey's out of shape, he'll cut the course, and they're going to all lock him up back here behind him. No contact from any of these drivers. Just an off track there for Dustin Gainey. Troutman did say he'd like to go back to the Roval and try his hand at the first ever race that we got to call at the Charlotte Roval. He says this time he could do better. So right now, Dustin Gainey holds down the 17th position. Ethan Troutman back here running 18th, 19th, Joe Strano, and then Chris Hammett, which you see that Valvoline Eagle 1 Ford. That's the 906. That is Chris Hammett. He's back into the 20th position. Back up front, here is James Skelton. He'll work down here into turn number 11 once again. Looks like something happened to Ryan O'Donnell. Where's Ryan? There he is. Now he's coming down into the corner. Looks like Ryan has actually, according to our timing and scoring, has crashed the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Let's take a look back. What happened to Ryan? Well, he came down here into turn number 11. Oh, almost self-yeeted himself. So the only thing that's going to happen to that Turbo Dork Ford is he's going to lose 2 spots. He's going to lose the spot 3 to Jason Wells, 4 to Michael Trevarthen. So Ryan now having to cool those tires back down. He'll give it another run here in a little bit, I'm sure. See if he can get around Michael Trevarthen. And, you know, we think about this number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. We don't think road course regular. We don't think one of the drivers that is, you know, one of the best road course drivers. And actually, he said earlier in the week that he really didn't know how to run this track. He wasn't quite sure if it was going to be his, per se, style. But then again, he's been out running in the SK Modified division on Thursday night, also with Red Light Racing. So he said anything is possible at this point. We're just happy to see that Michael Trevarthen got his computer up and working the right way this time. It's been a couple rough weeks for him. Computer kicking him out of iRacing and pretty much just about anything he's been doing. So currently everything looks A-OK in the Cobra Jet number 31 Ford Mustang stable, as he is running P number 4. Where's our old friend? There he is. Richard Murdoch coming down through the S's. He's going to head through turn 10 over to 11 here. 25 laps to go. It is only a short 30-lap race here tonight for the GenX 75. Of course, GenX Racing supplying all the setups this season here with Red Light Racing for the RV Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Richard Murdoch running in P number 10. Tim Williams, though, so far has been the biggest mover, the driver out of Canada. One of the oldest drivers on the scene and one of the wiliest veterans of veterans that are out there. And right now, the Platinum RV in service, number 907, moved up 13 spots, running into the 12th position. Rob Higgins right now battling with Pops. There's Rob in the number 40. Checkered Flag Auto Supply Ford Mustang. And there is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply owner-operator and the man, the myth of Bob Higgins. He is running back into the 27th position, so both Higgins are 26th and 27th on the grid, respectively. See if they can work their way up. Pit stops will be coming in probably about... Oh, Bob, hang on to her. Bob had to hang on to that one. Back up front, here comes Skelton. He's going to downshift it coming into turn number 11. I was trying to look back through the stats for Red Light Racing to find out when the last time they came here to the Sonoma Raceway, and unfortunately I was not able to actually find that statistic. But what I can tell you is the last time they did race here, Josh Buckley was part of the field. As he's part of the original cast of Red Light Racing. I call them the cast because, race fans, the show is all about them. They are the drivers, they're the ones behind the helmets, and being told that Josh Buckley had ran that number 2 off the speedway. Let's see if we can watch it back here. The truck says they have it for us. What happened to Josh Buckley? Oh, just a little off track there. Nothing bad there. Truck made it sound like Buckley was out there bushwhacking. Buckley back here running into the 23rd position. Where's Kevin O'Brien? There's Kevin. Kevin is the driver out of Australia. He is used to road course racing. The biggest thing out in Australia, of course, is the V8 supercars, which are, well, if you haven't seen them, race fans, they are on TV here in the States. They're on replay usually. And they put on some of the best racing ever. They are the official Australian stock cars, sort of like what you see here. This is our stock car, NASCAR. So Kevin knows his ways around the twisties as he gets around that 3 there of Tony Strano. That'll bump Strano back to running in 22nd. Kevin O'Brien picks up the 21st position. Got a replay here. It looks like something may have gone awry here on Rob Jenkins. Down into turn 11. Oh, wheel hopped it. Wheel hopped it, and he tried to be DK. And I don't mean Donkey Kong. He tried to be the Drift King here tonight. Jenkins gathers it up and continues on his way. He's currently running into the 15th position, as that might drop a spot as, oh, Troutman tried to do the old Tony Stewart there. Not quite able to make that stick and work. He sees the pass, though. He knows how that all works, and something that I'm very impressed about is Ethan Troutman knowing that this paint job here, the Code 3 paint job that was driven by Tony Stewart, which went to Victory Lane here, he went as far, race fans, as actually putting his number into the correct colors that were on the Tony Stewart car. And I said something to him in practice, and he goes, wow, somebody actually pays attention. And I said, well, yeah, when you have the diecast sitting over here on the shelf, you kind of take notice of things like that. And taking notice that nothing has changed out front. There's the Slim Jim entry, the 86. Skelton. Still continuing to show the way. The driver out of Charleston, South Carolina, the Need for Speed Motorsports driver. There's the 59, Bruce Potter, going to bring her to pit road. There you see him coming down. And it's a very narrow pit entry. You don't want to have to make a mistake there because you may never recover from that. So Bruce Potter will bring his Ford Mustang down with 21 laps to go here tonight. He'll be the first one to come to pit road. Kevin O'Brien did start from pit road, so that's why if we show you the pit graphic here tonight. Dustin Gainey, his Lowe's entry, the Cobalt Tools. Hard contact. There you see the hood's missing, the nose is crinkled up, the side quarter panel's crinkled up, this side's crinkled, and I think the only thing that looks good might be the rear deck lid of this number 15 Chevrolet. See him kind of wiggling back and forth, trying to see if there's any damage. No, I'm lying. The only good part's the roof. Take the look back here. He goes wide. There goes the 3 of Tony Strano, and then he hammers back in, and he gets a great run. Oh, no, did he get a piece of the curbing? Oh, Strano got a piece of Gainey, and Gainey went hard into the wall. Watch from our drone footage here that we do have following all the cars here tonight. Gainey got a little loose, and Tony Strano, there was nowhere that he was going to go other than right into the back bumper. So it does look, as you look down on the track, it is Gainey still out there. So problems for the draft top. Number 2 of Joshua Buckley. He went full yeet up into turn number 3. Turn 2, headed to turn 3. Oh, got on the dreaded rumble strip, and around he's going to go. So he self-yeets himself. That's, that's Josh Buckley for your race fans. And old Granny Hips out there, still trucking. Nothing's changed, though, out front. You still see Skelton. You still see Mitchell and Wells. Currently running 1, 2, and 3. Then it's Trevarthen and Ryan O'Donnell and Sean Single. They've all stayed in the same positions. Nobody inside your top 10 have made any moves, as here's somebody coming to pit road. This is Rob Jenkins. He'll make his pit stop here with 20 laps to go. The race leader about to come down through those S's once again. All clean for Mr. Skelton so far. He does have that little contact there. That was from the initial start of it. And oh boy, the 42 has had an issue. Oh! Max Terriel around again. Compounding issues here for the driver of the 42. Trying to come back out onto the speedway here. The tires are dirty now. What happened to Max Terriel? Oh, he has an issue. Wheel hop down into the corner. Car gets sideways and around it's going to go. As he gets it back pointed into the right direction and hammered back into it, the back tires were still hot, and it goes around. James Skelton starting to work into some lap traffic. He's going to get around. I believe that might have been Josh Buckley there, but that was actually the Bruce Potter entry. Skelton, next car to come up on will be Rob Jenkins. Just so smooth for Skelton. Let's ride with him down through the S's. Beautifully done through the S's and down here through the paper clip, and they'll come back to the start-finish line. It'll be 18 laps to go for Skelton. He has led every lap here this evening. See, everybody is really spread out now. Your leaders, though, still call about a second from each other. Show that relative for you there, race fans. You can see that it is Skelton, Mitchell, and Wells, your top 3 drivers. Of course, our relative here tonight provided by GenX Racing, the official setup shop for Red Light Racing. Here's the Keystone Light Drinker, the brand new Keystone Light Drinker. And I say brand new because, well, Brandon Minto's favorite NASCAR driver would be Brad Keselowski. And Of course, Big Bad Brad picked up Keystone Light as a sponsor for a couple races this season. The only thing that really confused me here is, well, Minto is a, well, Brad Kozlowski fan, drives a Ford product, and, well, here you see the Keystone Light on a Chevrolet and the number 5 on the side of it. Race fans, if you're as confused as I am, just take a look at Minto's picture, and you might understand what I'm talking about. That's what we're going to have to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say. Troubles for the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Looks like he has been off track. What happened to the Adventure in Pixels entry? Oh, misjudged the entry and went for a ride almost up the hill. Maybe he was going to go grab some wine for his pictures. There you see the 42 of Max Terrell get back around. Terrell was running into the 10th position. We're not going to drop a couple spots. Just one. Driver down pit road. That is the Renaissance Nutrition number 84, Christopher Rothrock. He had a big crash, I'm being told. Truck has that for us also. What happened to the Renaissance Nutrition Gap Milk entry? Comes off and around he's gonna go. Well, at least he put on a good show, and he actually gets her pointed back into the right direction. If he would have been able to hammer back into it as he has to get it refired, it might have been a 10 out of 10 from our Canadian judge, but, well, he's only given him a 5.5. Bob Higgins had just had an issue. No, Ryan O'Donnell coming skating through there. O'Donnell just got passed up by Michael Trevarthen. He's trying to take a peek at the Radical Paints entry to see if he has any real damage on the nose of that Turbo Dork entry. And yes, race fans, if you're looking at that Turbo Dork entry and you're thinking, man, it's a different color than it was last time we saw him on track. Well, that's because Ryan O'Donnell has been choosing different paint schemes out of the Turbo Dork Radical Paints catalog and inputting them here onto his iRacing machine. So tonight is a brand new paint. Last time we saw him out on track, I believe that was a bright pink nose. Tonight, it's a little bit of an off, we'll call it, it's not really an off-white, but it is definitely more of a cream color on the nose of this machine. Mark Jenkins has gone around. He's back pointed into the right direction, but he has had a little bit of an off track here. Coming down here into turn 7 and 7A. Oh, maybe a little brake fade there. He drives off into the corner. Over the uneven concrete, he's back out. He's going to give up a lot of time. Now he's going to actually come to pit road. So this will be Mark Jenkins making his pit stop here in the Jenkins Construction. So that Graphic Designs. Tony Strano is also down on pit road with the Victory Junction gang. Number 3 machine. And here comes your race leader. He's coming to pit road. Your top 3 all coming to pit road. Top 4 coming to pit road. 5 coming to pit road. Monkey see, monkey do in the top 5. Skelton, Mitchell, Welsh, Worthen, O'Donnell all coming to pit road. Will Sean Single come to pit road? He's a little bit down the road. We'll see if he does decide to come to pit road. Here comes the 3 of Tony Strano. He'll come back out and around. And talking about going around, Bob Higgins just went for a spin down here in turn 11. Sean Single's going to hit pit road, and here comes the Southwest, number 919. Here comes the 33, 32, everybody right here on lap number 15. It looks like here comes Richard Murdoch. Murdoch hits pit road. Jeffrey Souza got to stay out. He's going to see if he can get back across the line here. He will not, as James Skelton's stop is done as he comes up the hills. Mitchell gained a lot of time on pit road. Zach Mitchell, the driver out of Minnesota. Says back home there's nothing but tractors, trucks. So he's used to seeing the fields and the hills. Hear him ride that gear out. There's the Alienware number 64. Well started on the pole here tonight. Slipped right from the get-go, and he's been trying to play catch-up ever since. And you see the gap. There is Skelton. There's Mitchell. There's Wells. There's Trevarthen. And there's Ryan O'Donnell. Souza is running in the 6th position here on this pit cycle. Expect to see him come to pit road next time by. It's just Souza and Tim Williams, who you see right there. They have both yet to come to pit road. They need to make one stop here tonight. That's what we estimate the fuel to be, as a one-stop shop race. 4 tires and fuel will do it for everybody. James Skelton actually was credited with leading last lap across the line, too. That'll give us 14 to go. What does Zach Mitchell have left in his bag of tricks? He doesn't have any pressure from behind, because there's that green number 64, about almost 3 seconds back. But up ahead of him, that is the race leader of Skelton. Skelton starting to work into some lap traffic. That lap traffic will be the number 15 Lowe's entry of Dustin Gainey. Remember, he won once again back at the Talladega Super Speedway. As Gainey's going to go a little off course there. Ryan O'Donnell all over the back end here of this number 31. Ryan might be looking for a passing opportunity here. As he sees that 15, maybe he can use him as a little bit of a pick. Head down into 7. Battle also for that race lead. There you see your 2 race leaders, the 86 and the 24. All right, nose to tail now. Mitchell using a little more curbing than what James Skelton is. Use the curbing down here in 10. Headed down to turn number 11. Hope for no wheel hop. Marthin still getting pressure. Ryan's going to slide it off turn number 11. Oh, Dustin Gainey also going to slide it. Maybe a little oil down there. Max Darrell has been able to pick up a couple positions here through the pit sequence, and he was running 9th. He's going to get ahead of Eric Johnson. Johnson had himself a little bit of a lackluster pit performance, and it's going to put him behind. You see that going on radio number 33. Eric Johnson's 14th in the point standings, right there hovering around that cutoff line. This season has not been the normal finishes for this Chevrolet of Johnson. It's been a 10th back at Vegas, a 7th at Talladega, 9th back at the Automobile Speedway, and 12th all the way at Kentucky, 28th at Darlington, and 21st at Iowa, and an 18th at the Michigan Raceway. So he's looking maybe to have something here, or maybe a top 10 if he can get right around the Minto machine. That's just out front of him. There's the Southwest entry. And you can see the damage to the rear end of Travis Minto's car. Down in Norman, Oklahoma, Minto doesn't get to see the rolling hills like it's here in California. So he's got a moment. He's hanging on to it. Here comes that 33. He'll dive it to the inside, and he'll take the 10th position. So that was a little bit of a gimme there for the 33 of Eric Johnson. Kind of stole one away. Just behind this battle, though, there is the Exalta number 17. The driver is Tim Combs here tonight. Tim Williams also sitting there. Tim pitted back on lap number 16. So he has fresher tires than the drivers out ahead of him. The problem is now he has to get back around him. He was inside the top 10 until staying out for one extra lap. Something happened with Zach Mitchell as he is no longer being scored in the second position. And the truck says, wait till you see this one. All right, let's see what we got here. Mitchell goes full yeet, turn one. Yep, he tried to head for the hills. He took a slide, and he's going to keep it looking clean, but he's going to lose a lot of ground. He'll lose second, he'll lose third, he loses fourth, he falls back to the fifth position. Yeah, he knew he was in trouble right away. Going down into one. And then he just couldn't find a gear to get her going. So he was pressuring Skelton for the race lead, and now he's back here running 14, 15 seconds behind us. Skelton's going to come by. He'll complete another lap out front. Wells has started to close in that gap just a little bit, but does he have enough tire left? They both came down with 15 laps to go to put on their set of tires. Currently looking like Brandon Minto is the last car on the lead lap. There you see him. He's battling with Rob Jenkins currently. Looks like Mark Jenkins has pulled his his 999 machine off the speedway tonight. Also, along with Bruce Potter, calling it a night. So Minto is the final car on the speedway that is being scored on the lead lap. We were really hoping to see Brandon Minto make his return at the Talladega Super Speedway when the 1987 Thunderbirds and Paula's, oh boy, Minto tried to go around the outside. And race fans, if you know the jingle to that one around the outside, it's one of his favorite songs, so maybe he was listening to it. But now it's going to put Skelton hot in the trot, and it'll be 10 to go this time by at the line. I don't think Father Time is going to be in Brandon Minto's favorite card deck here. Skelton, oh, Minto's just going to blow through turn number 11. He goes way wide, almost up there into the green tire barriers. That'll be the double high five. 10 laps to go here at Sonoma. You know, the NASCAR machines aren't the only ones that come here to the Sonoma Raceway. The Skippy classes race here all the time. We also have a Maserati club rents out the Sonoma Raceway on a monthly basis, and I can only tell you that because my aunt who lives just about 15 minutes down the road here is part of that group, and they come here all the time. Of course, IndyCar does take the final race of their season here at Sonoma also. Even the World Touring Rally class cars come here, and of course that WTCC racing, well, they have been here also. They also run motorcycles around this. I mean, you name it, they race it here at Sonoma. And of course the RB Custom Rig Scrambler series tonight, putting on one heck of a show. Everybody finding their P's and Q's right now. We haven't had any big issues except for Brandon Minto. Went around. Remember, it classifies it as a crash. It wasn't really a crash, but Kevin O'Brien looks like he maybe just he had a big moment. The Hot Wheels entry of Kevin O'Brien out of Australia. Let's go back and watch this one. This one's going to be good. Well, he just looks like he goes out here and he up over the little curbing. Back on. I thought we were going to have a good one there. Brandon Minto having a moment. He's having a Keystone Light here as Ryan O'Donoghue works up on him, and Yeah, he overshoots turn 11 again. Skelton just got around. I believe that was the Brandon Feeney. That was the Tim Williams entry. Tim Williams has been off track here. Remember, we were talking about how Tim was up inside the top 10, and now he's had himself a rough night, and Ryan O'Donnell just overstepped his radical paints entry, tried to scuff it up a little bit. Hammond has run down Tim Combs, and they are battling here for the 12th position. Looks like Tim Williams has called it a night. He just went off track again, and he said, all right, that was enough. Here's Joe Strano, driver of that Green Forest Tree Supply, number 43, the Strano Brothers Race Stables. Joe has had himself a much better season, not just this season here with the Scrambler Series, but also racing over on Thursday night with the SK Modified Series. Picked up his first ever win on a Thursday. Last week he was pretty close at the Las Vegas Speedway as he finished second. Been a bunch of top 10 finishes this year. Only has 2 finishes outside the top 10. One at Kentucky and one at Iowa. Other than that, it's been 6 places throughout the season for Joe Strano. Tonight, it may be a finish that might finish outside the top 10, but the night's not over with yet. Still 8 laps to go for him. Actually, it's 9 laps to go for him yet. It's 8 laps to go here for the race leader of Skelton. Skelton has officially opened up tonight. Well, there's the gap. That is a 2.5 second gap right now from Skelton back there to Wells, and I believe I saw some tire lockup just behind them, somebody possibly going around. So Wells looks like he's losing a little bit of ground here on this longer tire run. Strano going to pick up a position as Kevin Ryan comes to pit road. Looks like Christopher Rothrock has called it an evening here from Sonoma. There's Bob Higgins. He's still out on the track. He's being scored 24th. Scored 24th. 7 to go for Skelton. Is anybody going to be able to stop Skelton is the question. He's won back at Iowa, he's won at Auto Club, and now he's looking to put a road course underneath his belt. Combs is out here doing donuts. We'll get that pointed in the right direction. Tony Strano going to go off track in that number 3. There he is, as he's on his way to turn 7. Their closest 3 cars on track. There's Souza, there's Murdoch's right there. Yeah, he is. Right there, the Adventure in Pixels machine. Minto's right there. Chris Hammett's a little bit back, but he is still right there in this battle also. Not too far off. One of these drivers slip a wheel, he'll be right back in this dancing party. Ryan Alani. He did pick up a position there from Michael Trevarthen, as Trevarthen actually was just off track. Wasn't off track for very long, about a second in total off track time. And, well, that put him a second behind Ryan and now off the podium. Bob Higgins going to pick up a position from Kevin O'Brien as he is down on pit road, and Michael Trevarthen there. No, Ryan O'Donnell also stepping over the boundaries down there in turn number 11. Turn 12 is right there, and then it's a start finish line. It'll be 6 laps for these 2 drivers. Bill Dick Doc back here. Still looks like he has a clean Adventure in Pixels machine. As he comes down through the S's. Hanging around just a little bit. Sometimes you gotta let the girl eat. He's flirting with it. He is pushing that car to the limits right now. Brandon Feeney and Dustin Gainey are battling for position here. Gainey has the no hood. Brandon Feeney's got his full fenders on this car. Oh, Feeney's gonna slide it up the hill. Gonna lose a little ground. Higgins is right there too. He is coming. He is actually faster than the two drivers ahead of him. See all of them come up over the hill here. Headed down towards the carousel. Race leader back down here into turn number 11. He'll go over to 12, and he will get the high five. There's Ryan Donnie now coming into the corner. Javarthan's still hanging there. About car length and a half back to four drivers currently battling for that final podium position. There's Zach Mitchell. What a night it could have been for Zach Mitchell until he had his slide down in turn number 1. Mitchell currently regaining track position here. He's in 5th. A top 5 finish is going to look good in the scorebooks if he can hold on to it, as I believe one driver was off track. That was Joe Strano. Joe Strano just took the Marine Forest resupply out into the woods there for a quick moment, seeing if he can find any trees that he could possibly plant out there. He'll come down the S's with 5 to go. Joe Strano is actually being scored in that 15th position. He is the final car on the lead lap. There is Skelton. I'm not sure if Skelton's going to have to put on the turbo jets there and see if he can rally to get Joe Strano, see if he can lap up inside the top 15 here tonight. Looks like Bob Higgins may have had enough here at Sonoma. Scoutland actually opening up his lead. He picked up about a second that lap over Wells. All right, O'Donnell starting to open up the gap there also on Michael Trevarthan. It's all about being smooth. You don't have to be the fastest driver. You just have to be smooth and consistent. Oh, Feeney just slid, and he's going to lose a spot. Now here comes Josh Buckley. Actually, that's not Buckley. Who was that coming to the inside? That was Chris Hammett actually looking on Higgins. Higgins move over, and he will let Chris Hammett and Travis Minto go right on by as they're battling for positions. So Higgins falls back after just picking up the spot there from Brandon Feeney. Josh Buckley's moved up 3 spots here. He's running back into the 24th position. Still have 23 cars out there. Little engine that could, has no nose clip, and that's going to be Kevin O'Brien. Think about it, race fans. Kevin's over there in Australia. So right now in Australia, if my math is correct, it's about 10 a.m. So as we're all getting ready to go to bed, Kevin's waking up, having coffee, eating his crimpets, and whatever else those Australians eat out there, I believe. What's that spread? Race fans, what's that spread that the Australians really like to put on what we would call toast? Forget what it's called. Regardless, I heard it's not very good, but Kevin likes to eat that in the morning with his coffee. Right now, Kevin, no nose piece, but that Hot Wheels car is back here still on 23rd. 3 to go as your race leader comes across the line. Wells now lost another second. Maybe Skelton was saving, and now he hit the gas and pulling away. Ryan O'Donnell has started to pull away also. Veggie Mate. That's what it is, Tim. That is what it is. Maybe Kevin needs a little more of that Vegemite on his toast. I don't even know if they call it toast in Australia. I can tell you they call it toast in Canada, and right now Max Terriot, he's going to have to get a snack after this one. Maybe a Snickers to feed the hunger, because the night is not gone the way Max Terriot has thought. 3 spins here tonight that he has taken in that number 42. Knocked him off the podium and knocked him outside the top 10 for a while. He's rallied back to running 7th, but it's just not going to be good enough. It's not going to be where he wants to finish this one out. Ran the Daytona 24 hours and came in here with his head held high. Right now, Max back here running 7th. Chris Hammett did pick up that 10th position, and he has not left it go. How did he pick up that? Well, there's the 4 car. Souza went around and lost a ton of time. Souza was the biggest mover of the race. He was actually up 13 spots. Now it's only being scored as 11. As you see, a little rough play there. And one other driver going to go off track. That's going to be the driver out of Canada, the K1 Graphics Liquid Molly Chevrolet. Brandon Feeney up over into the grass. His car did look clean at one point. He was out there drag racing before this here at the Sonoma drag strip. I heard maybe for all the guys that aren't here tonight, maybe a drag race competition coming here for red light racing. Being told that this Keystone light entry just went for a little bit of or Keystone, yeah, it is the Keystone light entry of Minto. Went for a little off track. 43 Estrano was just off track too. Allowed Troutman to pick up position number 14. Race leader closing in on both those drivers. See both of them just down there going into turn number 10. Kevin found the green tires down to turn number 11. Looks like he'll be able to keep going. There's your race leader. He'll come out of 10 and 10A and down here into 11. As he comes to the start-finish line, it will be 1 lap to go here. Presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. 1 lap to go here at Sonoma for the GenX 75. Up through the hills, and it looks pretty clean to us. He's led every lap here tonight. Just has to make one final trip around the speedway. Oh, Tim Combs going to lose a spot there. Troutman, Strano, they both get by. That'll put him on the hot seat. Race leader is coming. Should be able to come back around here without any issue, as there's your race leader. Come down here into 7. A, and down through the S's for the final time. This has to be Ginger on the throttle. At this point, you don't need to overstep. You have a over 3.5 second race lead. Coming out of the S's for the final time. It'll be James Skelton. If he can come back around here, he will be looking for his 3rd win. Final true corner of the evening for James Skelton. He'll look and aim for turn number 11. Through 11, through 12, here he is, your winner tonight of the GenX 75 here at Sonoma. It will be James Skelton. He is your winner tonight. Jason Wells will finish close in 2nd. Ryan O'Donnell will bring the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry Hold P number 3. Here comes Zach Mitchell. Martha went for a spin on the last lap of this one. So it'll be Zach Mitchell finishing in 4th. Here comes the 31. He'll finish in P number 5. Sean Single in the Corvette Part Scooby-Doo Ford Mustang. He'll bring the number 11 across the line. It'll be P number 6. Max Terriot now making his way onto the front straightaway. 7th here for Max Terriot. Richard Murdoch, he's got a little bit of a battle here. Final 2 sets of corners. The 33 of Eric Johnson is closing quickly. Richard gonna slide it into the corner. Gonna be a drag race here. Oh, the 33 slides it off the corner too. Murdoch will hold on for 8th. 9th for Eric Johnson. Here comes Chris Hammett. He'll finish in the 10th position. Travis Minto looking to see if he can hold off Souza in the final stages. Looks like that Southwest Camaro will hold on for an 11th place finish. Souza will come across the line in 12th. Then it will be Troutman in his code 3. 62. It'll be 13th, 14th for Strano, and 15th for Tim Combs, the final driver on the lead lap. So there's your race winner. As he sits down here in the infield, letting everybody come around and finish their race. Sure, celebrating for all you race fans. You see everybody just finishing up their completions of their last lap. Led all 30 laps here tonight. Post-race show coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll see if we can get a word in with Mr. Skellen. He has to wait till every car, of course, finishes here tonight before he can do a little celebrating. So while Skelton's sitting down here, race fans, we're going to take a quick step away. That is your race winner with your unofficial results on the left-hand side here tonight. Post-race show, of course, brought to us here by Renaissance Nutrition. We'll be right back here after this break. All right, welcome back here to Sonoma Raceway, race fans. It's the GenX 75, and it's in the books as we have your top 3 here tonight for your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show. There you see it on screen. That is the driver of the 86. He's down here in victory lane. Let's dial him up here real quick. James, a great race here through the hills of the Napa Valley as you lead all 30 laps here tonight in the Slim Jim entry. Tell us about how your Monday evening drive went in Sonoma.
Well, it went good. I got to win, but I mean that was stressful. I was pretty awful yesterday in the practice race. Jason was the class of the field, and Zach Mitchell he had great pace. I don't know what happened to him on that getting that second stint, but I don't think I could have passed Jason if he didn't spin his tires right off the initial restart. He was just too good. I think passing was really hard, and once I got out front, I just wanted to be consistent. I blew that last turn early on, and I thought I was in trouble. And then other than that, I was pretty consistent throughout.
Yeah, a lot of laps here in practice. You had turned, and you had one of the fastest times in practice the other night during practice, a quick number 86. And then how many laps did you turn, though, off the grid here to get ready for tonight?
I mean, I practice almost every night. So, I mean, I probably did 25 laps almost every night, so probably, I don't know, maybe a little over 100, maybe, I don't know, maybe more.
Well, that's a ridiculous amount, but tonight you will officially pick up your 3rd win of the season. You won back at Iowa, you won also at Auto Club, and now you notch your belt here on the road courses. Man, you're already locked in. You're just out here picking up wins now.
Yeah, for sure. I've never won more than 2 in a season, so that was my goal, is to get 3 wins, and I've never won the regular season championship. So that's the initial goal. Is I just need to be consistent for these next few races, and if I can pick up a win, I'm pretty good at Richmond. Sean's usually really good there, but he's out with the back surgery. Atlanta, I'm not any good. I just need to be consistent there.
Well, you were consistent tonight, and possibly take this consistency into the next round. So red carpet's out. Microphone is yours, my friend, who makes it all possible.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to my teammates like always. Josh, DJ, I don't know where he was tonight. Sean, like I said, he's out with back surgery. I got great teammates. I did a lot of practice with O'Donnell. I got to give him a shout out to him. And then Richard, we put some practice in too. Just trying to, everybody has a little bit different lines. So me and O'Donnell were going back and forth on shift points and braking, and I think that really helped. And then give a shout out to all the guys. I think it was a pretty good race. And then you guys for the broadcast.
There you hear it from James Skelton. He will pick up his 3rd win of the season, wheeling and dealing out front with the Slim Jim number 86 Need for Speed Motorsports entry. 30 laps is, well, in the books, and he has led them all here tonight. So congratulations to him and that whole crew. And finishing up on the podium spots once again, it is the driver of the number 64 of Jason Wells. Jason, qualified on the pole. Tell us what happened there off the drop of that green.
Your guess is as good as mine. I was already on full throttle, and I just turned the wheel to make that little kink, I guess, and it just whipped right around on me. But I got to give a shout-out to James. His car got faster once he took them sandbags out from last night. But I'm just kidding. He got real consistent, and I thought I was ripping off some good lap times. I couldn't catch him.
Yeah, there towards the end, you really started to close the gap, and then with 5 laps to go, it seems like James Skelton turned the boosters on. Could you have done anything better or tried anything here to run him back down at the end?
To be honest, I know you want to push every lap because you never know. You could have caught a lap car in the wrong spot, but with 5 to go, the gap was staying pretty consistent. I was just trying to bring it home in one piece.
Well, you were able to do that here tonight, Jason. Another podium run for you in this group, and I know you got a couple shout-outs behind the scenes there.
Yeah, just, everybody at Red Light, James and all the admins, Josh put on great league, and, everybody was very respectful tonight. All the lap cars gave us plenty of room to let the leaders race, so it was a good race. I'll enjoy it. I might not watch it back tonight. This one's going to sting a little bit, but I'll end up watching it this weekend.
Well, there it is, race fans. He finishes on the podium once again. That is his 4th podium of the season. He drives the Alienware number 64 Chevrolet. It is Jason Wells. He'll finish 2nd here tonight. And the driver that, well, I believe he's standing by here. Let's see if we can get him. He's got a big grin on his face for some reason. This is your 3rd place driver of Ryan O'Donnell. Ryan, a good start, a good finish here tonight. You qualified 3rd. You ran 2nd for a little while in the early stages, and then a little bit of a spin put you behind the 8 ball. How did you rebound, though, to finish back onto the podium?
After that spin, I just focused on sticking to my lines and making all the break points and shift points and keeping it as smooth as possible and as straight as possible, and hopefully make up some time on my competitors.
Yeah, you made up some time there on that 31 Ford Performance Mustang there, driven by Michael Trevarthen. You got to him, and then you had to ride for a little bit. Was it all about applying the pressure to the driver in front of you and hoping that he was going to make a mistake before you make the mistake?
Part of it was pressure, for sure. I was hoping I could get him into making a mistake, but also because he was just faster than me at that point in time, and I was kind of waiting for his tires to wear out, because as soon as that happened, I knew that I could make up some time on him.
You were able to do that, and of course, Ryan, a new color on this car. Is that just for Sonoma?
Yeah, so Turbo Dork has a bunch of different colors in their range, and tonight's color is the Motherlode paint. And going up forward in the future, we're going to have different paints that they offer in their store on the car.
Well, it's a good-looking hot rod. How sad are you, though, to look ahead at the schedule and realize there are no more road courses this season?
I'm probably one of the 3 or 4 guys in the league that actually likes road racing, so I'm sad to see it go, and I always look forward to the one road course race I get a season. I have it marked on the calendar and everything.
Well, that schedule is going to come out soon for you, Ryan. You're going to be able to already get a head start in a couple weeks here to see where we're going to go next season. I heard something about Riverhead and 1987. I don't know. I'm just speculation. I'm not quite sure. But Ryan, third place finish here tonight. Who do you got to thank?
Well, first I got to thank the entire Turbo Dork family. Thank you for having me aboard, and I'm glad I could get them on the podium this race. Thank you to everybody who watches in my family, my dad, my brother, my grandmother, her friend, my aunts and uncles, everybody who watches. I appreciate it all and all the support. Big shout out to Red Light Racing for putting on the league. Also to Richard Murdoch, my teammate. Did some practice and stuff. Also practiced with James, like he said. I am super glad that I was able to do that and learn some things from him. Hopefully I taught some stuff to him. And thanks to you guys up in the booth for doing this every week.
There you heard it from the driver out of Canton, Michigan. He drives the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 for the Full Throttle race team. Ryan O'Donoghue going to come home P number 3. So congratulations to your top 3 podium finishers here tonight. That was your post-race show presented by Renaissance Nutrition. Man, what a race it was, but James Skelton just put on a barn burner here tonight. Take a quick peek here at your unofficial results here, leaving the Sonoma Raceway. You heard from your top 3 notable finishers, though. Zach Mitchell did rally back to finish in that 4th spot. Michael Trevarthen, a lot of guys did not have Michael Trevarthen written in to finish where he did here tonight, but he finished right there running in P number 5. Max Harriot falls back to 7th. Richard Murdoch did pick up 2 spots in the closing laps of this one. He'll finish in 8th. Travis Minto and Jeffrey Souza, what a battle they had here tonight. They were up inside the top 10 at one point. Slid back a little bit in the long run here at the end of this one, but they finished 11th and 12th. Look at Brandon Minto. He says, thank goodness we are done here. He finishes in the 16th position. A couple drivers from that point on having a little bit of troubles tonight towards the end of this one. Of course, Bruce Potter and Mark Jenkins, Rothrock, and Tim Williams did not get to actually finish this one. They had retired early. Those are your, of course, unofficial results brought to us by the Green Forest Tree Supply here tonight as your race winner right there. He will celebrate this one, I'm sure, into next week. Talking about next week, you'll be able to catch more Red Light Racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. See if James Skelton can win his 4th race of the season. But until we see you next week, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you back here on Monday night.